I have a confession. I've been playing a few rounds of chess lately. Hey there, my name is Ryan and welcome to my video where I review chess. Something I'm probably not qualified to do, but it should be a lot of fun. Now, chess has a super interesting kind of space in modern board gaming. Like, as a modern, educated, sophisticated board gamer that plays new, interesting games, it's almost like a dark secret if you play chess. If one of your friends are like, hey, did you play any cool games yesterday? You're like, oh, no, just some old abstract. Oh, really? Which one was it? Don't ask questions. Just don't ask questions. Now, I haven't really played chess for years and years, so I thought it'd be fun to download an app on my phone and play some rounds of chess and see what I think of it. Now, before I get into the review, I'm going to start out with just the how to play video of the game. Just kidding. You've had over 1,000 years. If you don't know how to play chess by now, too bad. I'm sorry. I meant to say, there are lots of pieces on your board. There are pawns, there are bishops, there are rooks, knights, a king, and a queen. And what's interesting about chess is all the different types of pieces have their own movement structure. Pawns, for example, move straight forward, but attack in diagonals going forward. Your rooks move as far as they want to, forward, back, left, and right. Bishops are similar, they can only move in angles. And there's a lot more things like that. What makes it super unique though is you have different strengths of units, but it's all about protecting the king. If the king is captured by the enemy, you have lost the game. It doesn't matter if you have more pieces on the board. It doesn't matter if you are better situated. If you lose the king, the game is over. The first thing I love about chess is just how open-ended it is. Now, when you first learn chess with all the rules and what the pawns do and the different units do behind the pawns, you might feel a little locked into your grid, like, well, I can't really move along, I'm kind of stuck back here. But once you start playing a few turns in, you start realizing that you can kind of do whatever you want. You can move a guy and put pressure on trying to kill the queen early on. You can just try to go for some other guys. You can try to take a few pawns and just get ahead of them and have one or two more pawns in them. So, for strategic reasons, you can start trying to trap their king right away. Basically, the possibilities are endless of what happened in the game. And I was reading recently that once you start playing chess, once you get so many moves in, often the game kind of diverges into new territory that often hasn't happened before. You won't play two exactly the same games of chess probably in your life unless you and your opponent do the same thing and the game ends really quickly. The next thing I like about chess is the strategy. Some people kind of pick on chess strategy as being too pure and absolute, and I do too. I don't really, the strategy can be a little overwhelming, but the basic premise, what you're trying to accomplish in the game, is pretty interesting. You're trying to take better pieces than you lose. If you can kill or capture better pieces and you are losing in the game, you're going to start getting more of an edge. For example, if you can kill someone's rook, or which can move a long way in any direction, and all you lost was a pawn for that, that's a pretty good trade-off. So lots of the strategy comes from this idea of you're trying to get your opponent situations, at least my basic strategy at chess, you're trying to get your opponent in situations where they kind of have to lose a guy. Maybe you put your guy in a position where they can kill here and kill here. They can only move one of those guys out of the way. You're going to kill one of their other units. Now, my third positive is the game looks beautiful. Just kidding on the negatives. Now, before I say too much, let me just qualify it with this. I'm not saying the game of chess is flawed. These are not negatives saying chess is bad in this way. These are more my opinions. What I don't like about chess, what keeps me from playing chess more often. So I know chess is old, it's classic, the strategy is immense, there's so many good things written about it. So I just want to make sure you don't think I'm just saying chess is a bad game. These are things that keep me from liking chess more. Now, the biggest thing I don't like about chess personally is that it's a victim of its own success. It's been so popular, it's so immensely strategic, it's pure strategy, there's no luck in it. So you can write guides and manuals. People have gotten so good at chess, it's become almost something you study to become really good at it. So to make this point, I'm going to draw some comparisons to a game that I grew up playing on the computer called Age of the Empires, #2. Age of the Empires in my mind is like one of the perfect computer games. What you're trying to do is you're trying to basically build an army and go kill your opponent. It's an open-ended map, and there's so many things you can do with it. What makes it really interesting is it's not just build soldiers and go fight, but you start out with just villagers. You have to collect wood, you have to do farms, you have to have sheep, you have to get boar, and do all this stuff to build your empire up. When I experienced the game as a kid, I started out pretty bad at it because I was pretty young when I first started playing it for playing a game, and I lost a lot. As I played, my dad helped me with some things, I figured out some things, I'm like, oh, I think most people try to get to the second age too soon, and they're really trying to get to the third age way too soon. I want to hold back, build some more villagers, so that as I'm getting to the new age, I can keep my resource production going. So why am I telling you all this? Well, because I got to the point where I could beat all my friends at Age of the Empires. I was really, really good at that game. I tried again as an adult and I ran into the chess problem, which is this game's been out for long enough now. People have pinpointed the best way to open the game. So the game of Age of Empires starts out, you should click these buttons and do these people, do this order, build these buildings. It's all been perfected, and people crushed me. I got destroyed. And there's all these players now at the super high level because people have studied, with math and using timers, how long it takes to do this, and you're using the best hotkey combination. So you just hit the game of Age of Empires and you have your opening done in your first 3 minutes of the game, maybe more than that, but especially your first minute or two, completely planned out. But even your entire strategy has been planned out. You build this many villagers before you start collecting gold. You do this. It's just been so studied at this point. Now, chess is going to take the idea I just complained about Age of Empires and times that by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. It's also a pure strategy game, so you can study to the point where this is absolutely what's going to happen. Age of Empires has some randomness. Oh, I didn't get berries close to my town. That changes some things. Chess is the same setup every time, and it's been so studied. So my issue is it's hard to find a good opponent for chess who is just going to be like me, a casual person who says, hey, let's kind of just mesh some strategies here and just play this. You're going to do a move and they're going to be like, oh, that's not a good opening. And if they know the game of chess, they're probably going to just beat your socks off because it is so pure strategy. They're so good at, and there are good moves. Oh, that was a weak position to put your knight into, and you're just like, I just wanted to move the horsey. Now, it also can be linked to game issues in chess, like should you have a chess timer, which can really stress players out, but if you don't, you might have someone to sit there and think for 10 minutes because they can get the ideal move made. So there's kind of those issues with chess as well, kind of what you want to play. If you want to play it light, but then someone starts taking more time, you put a sand timer on. There's those issues as well, but that's not really necessarily unique to chess. That's just kind of lots of pure strategy games have that problem. So for recommendations, I don't know. You probably already know if you like chess or not. If you've never tried it out, it can be a fun experience, especially if you find someone else who's never tried it out. I think that would be the ideal way to teach chess to someone, is you teach it to people who don't know what they're doing at all. You can just kind of see what they come up with. They're going to do some stuff you're good at. They're going to do some really dumb stuff. You're going to be like, oh, what are you doing? I mean, I won't know they're doing dumb stuff, but you might if you're good at chess. But that would be the ideal way to play this game, I think, if you don't know the game already. Play someone who doesn't know the game, and you're like, oh, it's kind of interesting. I could do this here. And literally that was found out maybe 1,500 years ago, but for you don't know it, and it can be a fun new experience for you. But beyond that, I don't envision playing chess very much more because honestly, on my phone, even I can beat the AI, then I turn up to the next level higher, like level 4, I might not ever win a game. I could sit there and study and get better at it, but it's not really my thing. I don't probably want to put all the time in the study, especially if I don't have a group of friends that necessarily play chess. Maybe if I was surrounded by chess players, not that it was fun to play them all the time. Of course, you play a real human opponent, you get the whole human element where, oh, this person likes to use their bishops in this way. I want to try to counter that next time, like this. All right, that's my review on chess. If you enjoyed the video, of course, hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel out. Also, if you want to see more videos, hit that subscribe button. I do lots of reviews like this and also tons of playthroughs, solo and group ones. See you then.